Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the 1-day chart. We're sitting here just above 54 cents. And you know, we've been stuck in this channel for over a month now, fluctuating between 50 and 55 cents. And this is the time that shakes the weak hands out. And people always say to me, how the hell could you be so positive about XRP all the time? It's because I know what I hold, and I know at any moment this cryptocurrency can start to skyrocket in price. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And you know, a lot of people are saying those ETFs can be what brings about alt season. Other people are saying that June and July is going to be up only for XRP. But nobody could call this market 100%. But there's two catalysts that I see that could happen for XRP beyond alt season even. One is the judge makes a decision in the Ripple versus SEC case. That could happen at any moment. I think it's going to happen in the coming weeks. Beyond that, regulations. If regulations are put in place for crypto, that could be where we see the flip of the switch moment start to happen for XRP. Because everybody has told us, all the big players out there, that all they're waiting on is regulations. Then it's go time for crypto. And that could also happen at some point this year. But you know, that's why I'm always so positive about this cryptocurrency, because I know what's coming next. This comes from Right Rabbit. The debt market. Will XRP be utilized via the snowball method to assist the debt market? Will the XRP ledger be the rails to handle such debt? Now, what I see happening is that once one country tokenizes their debt, other countries will soon follow. And once the world's debt is tokenized, it's going to end up on a handful of networks: the XRP ledger, Stellar Network, XDC, HBAR, Algo. But as that happens, we're going to see these cryptocurrencies rise up in price because of that as well. Take a listen to this coming from Cyprus.
Economy looks like. I mean, just to put that in perspective, basically what I'm saying is that we are now entering a global economy where the only way for states, for any state, to be able to issue debt indeterminately is to digitize it. And to make it available to as many investors out there as possible. And the state that is most likely to do that out of desperation more than anything else is the United States.
And I think he's 100% right. You know, once we see de-dollarization pick up even more traction, because it's happening every single day, another country ditches the US dollar. So eventually the US is going to get desperate, because they can't stop spending either. They're going to be the first to tokenize the debt. And I think that's going to happen most likely over the next year or so. CBDCs coming in hot for Africa and Ripple. This comes from Mr. Man. Ripple's CBDC solutions enable efficient cross-border payments for Africa, reducing remittance costs and promoting financial inclusion, which can boost economic growth and uplift struggling communities by facilitating investment and access to financial services. Africa accounts for 70% of the world's $1 trillion mobile money value and nearly half of registered mobile money accounts. You know, this is all part of the new financial system, leveling the playing field, banking the unbanked. Ripple's doing it, Stellar's doing it, Hedera's now doing it, because once everybody has access to the new financial system, that's when it will go live. They're not going to start up the new financial system and leave people behind. This comes from Smoke, Swift, Swim, Rainmakers. With the help of Ripple blockchain, interbank payments can be made, but only Swift can make a good job of making the exchange of personal data confidential. Swift is looking into blockchain. When they go cross-border, they're looking at Ripple. Ripple partnerships like Finastra help Ripple access Swift's 11,000 clients easily. Now, here's what I see happening. So we know that Swift needs Ripple and XRP for settlement, especially when it comes to cross-border payments. But there's countries out there that are also ditching Swift. Look what's going on with the BRICS. And Ripple already has rails set up inside every single BRICS country already. That's where I think we will see the 3-digit XRP. Because BRICS is only going to utilize RippleNet and XRP, in my opinion. Enbridge, cross-border CBDC participants, China, Thailand, sign local currency agreement. You know, every single day, there's more and more rails being put in place at some part of the world. And that's forming that massive network that I'm always talking about. And once that network's complete, that's when XRP will go live on those rails. XLM will also go live on those rails. When it comes to digital trade, we will see XDC moving a lot of money. Hedera is in the same direction now as well. HBAR is going to be used to move money. Algo's doing it. Then when you start to look at tokenization, you also got to start looking at Nexera. Nexera was built for tokenization as well. There's going to be a handful of cryptocurrencies left in the future. This comes from Cyprus. People keep fighting XRP. After clear regulations are put in place and there are only 160 to 500 cryptocurrencies left, XRP holders will have the last laugh in a regulated environment. I don't even think there's going to be 100 cryptocurrencies left. I think maybe only about 50 will be left once regulations come. And all the money will be sitting in those cryptocurrencies. At that point, XRP will be the #1 cryptocurrency. It will definitely flip Bitcoin. Senator Loomis nailed it. We shouldn't have to be guessing what the policies will be towards investment products and then get slapped when we guess wrong. This comes from XRP Drops. Again, they are pushing ahead with crypto regulations right now here inside the United States. Take a listen to this.
Want to comply with the rules, but you don't know what the rules are. You just kind of have to take a stab at it. And so we have companies, pretty sophisticated companies, who've been at this for years, trying to guess what the rules of the road are, trying to comply with the SEC, and then in return for that, getting slapped with a very expensive punitive enforcement action because they guessed wrong.
And that's why we need a clear path forward. And that's why Congress is now trying to fast track crypto regulations here in the United States. XRP is being reinstated on the CMBI 10 index effective June. Again, everybody wants to reinstate XRP. Look what happened with Coinbase and New York as well. But that's because they know what's coming next. They know it's just a matter of time until XRP takes off, and they want to make sure that they can capitalize on it as well. Yes, 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 yes. XRP Drop says this. Yes, May 16th, SAB 121 denied. Yes, May 22nd, FIT21 Act passed. Yes, May 23rd, Anti-Surveillance State Act passed. Yes, May 23rd, ETH ETF passed. big momentum in crypto this week, says Brad Garlinghouse. And Chad Steingraber says this, let me tell you how this goes down. The CBDCs get banned from being made by the US Fed. It just so happens that they're already a well-tested, very viable solution in public use right now. That is USDC on XLM. It just so happens it's basically BlackRock. And you know, I could see USDC becoming the digital dollar. And I don't think the Fed will be the one announcing it. It could also be two different stablecoins. It could be USDC and Ripple's new stablecoin as well. But take a listen to what Tom Emmer says here.
I would like to say that the secretary is being somewhat disingenuous, but quite frankly, what she just said is dishonest. Remember, she is the Treasury Secretary. She is not the chair of the Fed. That's number one. Number two, she says they aren't doing it. Well, the Biden administration, she may want to check the executive order that said this is urgent, that they have to move towards creating a central bank digital currency, and they have to do it with urgency. And the president empowered all kinds of different committees and departments to look at it. This is why Congress had to get involved, and I get a kick out of it.
Now, here's the problem I see with Tom Emmer. They can't even get Gary Gensler to answer simple questions. And then all they do is send him a letter. And guess what? We're still stuck with Gary Gensler. Same thing's going to happen with Janet Yellen. We see a shift happening in power from the Fed to the Treasury. And I think that's happening by design. I think it's meant to happen right now for a reason. And I definitely think that Janet Yellen knows exactly what's going to come next. They're going to create an emergency situation here in the United States. They're going to have no choice but to introduce a CBDC. Now, they'll call it a stablecoin. They won't call it a CBDC because it sounds better on the mainstream media news now that Trump talked about a CBDC. But I'm not in favor of a CBDC at all, because no matter how this plays out, us as XRP holders, we still get rich. I had multiple people say to me, normies, people outside of crypto, read about the digital dollar not being made here in the US on the mainstream media news and how we're not going to have a CBDC. And they said, I guess that's it for crypto. Looks like you're not going to be getting rich anytime soon. And I informed them that they're totally wrong. XRP can fix the current fiat system. Now, if they decide to go with a stablecoin system, a private stablecoin like USDC or Ripple's new stablecoin as well, guess what? XRP still has to move it. If they come out with a treasury dollar as a CBDC, guess what? XRP is still gonna move it. So no matter how this plays out, we still get rich. My personal opinion, I would rather see them fix the current system, but I'm also a realist. And the only path forward for the United States, once the whole world goes to a digital currency, is that they will also have to have a digital currency to stay competitive. And that's how I know a CBDC is most likely coming. Pick your side. This comes from ISO 222. So you see, U.S. House of Representatives passed Republican-led anti-CBDC bill along partisan lines. Russia central bank paves the way for nationwide adoption of CBDC by 2025. In between is the European Central Bank. I already know the European Central Bank is going to go in the same direction as Russia. And the reason I say that is because I heard Christine Lagarde talk about how they need to fast track a CBDC now. And I always said, look to the East to see what's coming to the United States. The EU is going to have a CBDC most likely by the end of this year. BRICS to boost trade with the European Union. And again, I think this is also going to happen because it needs to happen as well. And I'll explain why in a moment. So the BRICS economic alliance may be poised to target an increase in European trade in what would yet be another hit to the US dollar indeed. China has recently expressed increased focus on its own economic growth. With that, it has targeted increased trade relations with European nations that the alliance could benefit from. Now, recently, I remember I just seen France wanting to join the BRICS. So I think this has to happen. And here's why. This comes from Edo Farina. The UN and the IMF have both confirmed their plan to replace the US dollar. The UN states we need a new global reserve system that no longer relies on the United States dollar as the single major reserve currency. Ripple has a partnership with the UN. And the reason the UN and the IMF and even the BIS says that we have to see the US dollar fall is because they want to level the playing field. They don't want the US dollar to be a world's reserve currency going forward. So everything that you see happening right now around de-dollarization, that has to happen for a reason. It has to happen before the new financial system goes live. And I think it's definitely coming. And all the facts point in that direction. I even think the United States is on board with this. If they were to announce a CBDC right now, that ends the US dollar as a world's reserve currency. It will end in that moment. And I think that's why the government we have right now, the administration we have, they're going to fast track a CBDC before the next election. But like I told you, no matter how this plays out, we still get rich as XRP holders. And I honestly still believe that XRP is our only way to avoid living under a CBDC. But until it all happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.